Okay? So let's all settle back, relax. All sitting should start with having your body relax. So deep breathing first. Deep in. Slowly breathe out. Another time, deep in. Breathe out slowly. Again, deep in. Breathe out slowly. I want you to scan your body. Look for any discomfort anywhere. Just tell the place, that portion, the muscles there, to relax. You should be sitting upright, but in a relaxed way. So I'm guiding you through relaxing the body. The neck, muscles, relax. The shoulder, muscles, relax. So you put your attention on the shoulder and gently knead yourself into relaxation. So I should see your muscle through. The upper back, relax. The lower back, relax. So you should feel yourself feeling very comfortable. Allow your mind to settle into your body. The mind, meaning your attention, settling into your body. As the mind settles into the body and mind feels calm. Body and mind feels peaceful. Body and mind feels content. Body and mind feels good. In your current state of calm, peaceful, content, and good, you will feel very nice, little pleasant sensation. This is friendliness. This is friendliness, metta. You expand metta, flow metta outwards in front of you. Metta to go to all beings behind you, as far as your mind can stretch. Metta to your left. Metta to your right. As far as the mind can go. Metta above. So your mind reaches upwards and outwards. If you feel the energy surging through your body, allow yourself to be stretched. Metta below. Metta to the seen. Metta to the unseen. As far as the mind can go. Feel it deeply. Share it widely. When you feel good and you're ready to listen to a talk, you can slowly allow the mind to settle back in the body. You rouse your body with another deep, deep breathing. Steep in, rousing the body. Breathe out. Stretch your fingers. Wriggle your toes. Then you open your eyes. You do know that this is death vigil, right? There's not going to be any joke today. Because it's a somber, quiet, peaceful talk. So there's no ruckus laughter, okay? No laughter. Everybody settle. I ask you, don't laugh, you laugh. Just settle and be quiet, be calm, okay? That's why my meditation today is so mild, so gentle. Okay, let's begin. It is important for me that when I share a talk, people remember what happens in the talk. As I don't expect that you remember everything, but I hope that in the manner I present the material, you will remember something. Hopefully. Otherwise, everybody got what the Buddha called lap Dhamma. You know what's lap Dhamma? You sit, the Dhamma land on your lap. You stand up, Dhamma, hopefully you can catch it before it drops. Okay? So you will see in the flow, I mean, under the outline, like, this kind of words, yes. Why this topic is important to explain what is death vigil, that's straightforward. But the third one, the three following, why must do, what to do, how to do. That sounds a little Singlish. But that's how you remember. Why must do, what to do, how to do. Okay? That's the intent of this talk. Actually, I'm the one asking this question. No one else bothers. Like, just go ahead and talk, right? I feel we don't talk about death enough. I mean, we love to celebrate birthday every year, right? Somebody's birthday, like, happy birthday. You know, we are all very happy about that. But what you're actually celebrating is 1 year closer to the end. Every time you go, happy birthday, yeah, it's actually one more step closer to the end. And we are actually celebrating that, or rather commemorating that. But the human mind is so brilliant at ignoring the topic or the subject they don't want to think about. We've become very good at it. We're all ostriches in some ways. But the reason why I keep pushing and shoving death into the face of people, whether or not they want to hear, but I keep doing that, is really because the more you face it, the more you look at it, the better able are you to deal with it, death, when it visits. And it will visit. Whether it is yours or the people you love, your friends, acquaintances, colleagues, or fellow BF members, it will come. So the only way you can be ready when it makes an appearance is to think about it, to reflect on it, to deal with it as if it is just one more item in your bag. Just one more item. Nothing to be afraid of. In fact, I will say there is no reason for a Buddhist who understands the teaching to be afraid of death, because he gave you the roadmap. He gave you an entire roadmap on how the process will happen and what are the drivers leading to rebirth. He has given you the compass, or in our lingo, GPS. With the Buddhas going, you can make a U-turn here. Okay, he will say it quite differently, of course. But the point is, we have the knowledge and the data, and we should reflect on it so that we are better prepared. We are better prepared. If you're not prepared, how to prepare your loved ones who are not here, right? So why this topic is really because I think it's necessary, and I think it will help people. And this is one of those useful things that you want to carry with you because you will be confronted with it, here, there, and everywhere. Okay? Okay, death vigil. I like to always go back to history to have an understanding what was done in the Buddha's time. Because we also like, I mean, some of us is just curiosity. Oh, what did the Buddha do? What did they do, right? Some of us is more, we are very particular that when we learn something, we want to be sure that this was guidance from the past. So that's why I go back to the stories. Okay, these are long stories. I was looking for one more story, but for whatever reason, I couldn't nail it down. I know it's somewhere in Dhammapada verses. I know it's there because I saw it like 2-3 weeks back, and then I couldn't find it. And then you know what? We just make do with two. Dhananjani, okay, okay, when you see that it comes from Majjhima Nikaya, MN, this is a book, this is a collection that deals with meditation, or a lot of very top-notch teaching, essential teaching, but with some length. So people will say, a bit chim. It's okay, we're not going to the chim side. We're staying within the floating side, okay? Dhananjani was a tax collector, and not a very nice one. He's one of those tax collectors that steals from the king. I know, right? Asking for trouble. But no proper accounting system. He was able to get away with a lot, except that his reputation suffered. Dhananjani, I think, had some relationship with Sariputta. Some relationship. Because the opening portion of the sutta had Sariputta asking a visitor from afar. He asked, how is Dhananjani? So, which tells you that Sariputta has some relationship and was concerned about him. and wanted to look out for him. Odd, right? But that's the story. And this guy then said, that guy asking for trouble, you know, stealing from the king. Not a very nice man. And Sariputta, if I may put a word for him, was horrified. Took it upon himself to go and pay Dhananjani a visit and had a conversation with him on bad karma. What happens to people with bad karma? Which is really cute. Okay, I make it very entertaining, but when you go through the book, it's a bit slower. But the cutest part of this conversation, this is the first part of conversation, the cutest part of it was, Sariputta asked Dhananjani, why are you doing this? Why are you committing all these fraud? And he went, hey, hello, I got a family to feed. I have to earn money. I got to earn money to feed my parents, my wife, my children, my many servants, la 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 la. So Sariputta listened. And then he said, I ask you, when the hell guardians come, the hell wardens come and take you away, do you think, and you tell them, sorry, I had to do all these things because I had to look after my parents, I had to look after my children, I had to look after my wife, I had to do all these responsibilities. You think they're going to be very impressed? And the guy rather sheepishly went, no. So I repeat, health guardian or health wardens come and ask you why you're doing all these things, and you make your excuses. You think they are going to say, oh, okay, in that case, I give you some discount. It's not going to happen, right? And he knows it. He knows it's not going to happen. And so the teaching came. Lead your life wisely. Because when the debt collectors come, what are you going to do? Okay? But that's not the death vigil one. Much, much later on, he fell sick and he was dying. And Sariputta again came, sat with him, and guided him through the levels of heavens. And he hit Brahma realm. The guy who does not meditate, who had cheated the king, some earlier part of his life, who is basically a regular human. But with Sariputta teaching him step by step, how was it done? He basically asked this guy, starting from the lowest realm, hell or animal, which is better? He went animal better. He said, okay, animal or be reborn a peta, which is better? He went peta better. Then he went peta and human, which is better? Human. Interactive, okay? There's not going to be many occasions for interaction. Human better. And then it went human or first level, terrestrial gods, which is better? Terrestrial god. You just know the second one is the correct answer. So he led this guy up by up, celestial, terrestrial, Tawatimsa, Yama, to sit the one that create everything, the one that take people's every creation. It goes level by level by level to the Brahma realm, level by level by. Then he stopped. And then the guy, very happy, he's now in Brahma realm. He was going there. He was very happy. And then Sariputta said, okay, bye-bye. Then he went off and the guy passed on. Sariputta went back, told the Buddha what he did. The Buddha went, why did you stop at the Brahma realm? And then the guy went, sorry, not the guy, Sariputta went, because he's a Brahmin. All these Brahmins love to go back to Brahma. So I took him there. And the Buddha said, why did you take him to the end? Meaning Nibbana. So, moral of the story, it could have been done. He could have done it. Sariputta could really have helped him to realize Nibbana at the end. But he stopped because he was doing the guy a favor and brought him back to Brahma realm. So what's the moral of the story? You tell me. What is the... Hello? Am I supposed to do all the answering? What do you think is the moral? What is your takeaway from this story? With proper guidance, with proper assistance, you can actually help this person whoever in the dying process, in the rebirth process. I know some of you are like, but I don't know how. Stay on for the rest of the class. But the point is, it can be done. And another Pindika, it's going to be much shorter, same thing. In his last days, Sariputta Ananda went in to help him understand the aggregates, the impermanence of the aggregates, the non-self of the aggregates. So these are the more the chima topic, okay? And Anatta Pindika will end up in the heavenly realm, full stop. But with them coming in to teach him, he will be, when he arose, for sure he's going to be a Dewa. When he arose, he will remember the Dhamma. How do we know that he remembered? In MN 4143, he came back to look for Buddha. Hello, Buddha, remember me? Buddha? And then he started reciting a stanza. Then he went back up, and then the Buddha told everybody. The next day, that Anatta Pindika came, and then they went, do you know who's that Dewa? He went, yeah, it's our friend, Anatta Pindika. So the same point made here, that actually, in the old days, it was very common for the Sangha to visit the lay people and amongst themselves. They will sit with each other towards the end. It was very common. And they will help whoever is doing this heavy lifting to focus the mind and move it in the right direction. So it can be done, okay? Why must do? Because we care. And we care not just for our loved ones, because we care for each other. Because we care for each other. Each other as a fellow human being. It is not just for our loved ones. It is really because if you have the map, okay, think of it this way. You got the GPS. You're very confident about the GPS. You're very confident. This thing works. Someone comes to you and say, where is 𝐷𝐸? And you went, I don't tell you. Would you do that? You won't, right? You will say, okay, let me show you on the map, or you show you on your GPS, or whatever it is. You will do your part. You will help. So it's a reminder to everyone, fellow Buddhists, and not just to Buddhists, to anybody. Okay, I just stress, not just Buddhists. To anybody who is moving on, if you know the GPS, you help. I know someone is going to ask me, then if it's other religion, could we take them to Buddha? No, you don't. You respect what is their faith, you just go along. It's not for you to go and mess up people's mind at the end. Okay? I stress this very firmly. We all believe in rebirth. Okay? If you believe in rebirth, you will know time will come again and again and again and again. This life, one faith, other lives, I don't know where. Don't know. As long as you're reborn a human, it is condition and space. That is why I keep telling people, you want to return to the Dhamma, you have to shove it into your your database. Okay? Your database. Shove it in to remind yourself, retake a birth in the Dhamma. Don't say in Gautama Buddha, because by the time you come back, we don't know which Buddha. If we're going around looking for Gautama who's not there, maybe it's a new Buddha, I don't know. Okay? Dhamma, just remember, is the Dhamma. And if you have the path, the GPS, you can make a difference, for sure. You need to build your confidence that you know how to do this right. Okay? Why must do? Why this thing doesn't... You know, it was supposed to like appear one by one by one. But this doesn't appear one by one by one. This is not into... Yeah, no. I need the PowerPoint. I need the, like, impact. I like impact. Okay, never mind. I will find my PowerPoint. Can you help me find my PowerPoint? He talk big only, right? The reason why you want the impact is because it helps with memory. And today is a very strange day. This has practically never happened, right? Yeah, voila, this one. Is this the one? No, this not. Okay. This one. Okay. I should have realized that I was using a wrong file. But no problem. Sorry, advertisement. Play the Ajahn Brahm's GBC again. Okay, never mind. I'll take it from here. Thank you. Right. Okay. See? Okay. As you can guess, there are 3 steps. What to do? I want to stress this. The first thing you must do is to calm the person down, whatever it takes. Smile, be kind, whatever. The objective, so what to do broadly? The objective is calm this person down. That's your first step, okay? If you can, gladden. Gladden means saying things, doing things that will help this person feel a little bit of joy. And if you can do that, the mind will lift. Ultimate goal is for that mind to lift. It's very easy to remember. A mind that is light goes to the light. A mind that is heavy will sink to the dark. Just remember that. A mind that is light, it will float, it will lift. It's the same for you as a human, right? This for you. Do you say, I am down when you're feeling happy? I'm down. I'm down. With what? Right. But when you are actually feeling good, you say, I'm great. I'm up, lifted, floating, yeah? Got a promotion, floating. Until you crash, but it's okay. Just float first. Yeah, little things like that. Okay, what to do? Calm, gladden, and lift. And how to do it? Okay. I would invite everyone to take out your handphone. I give you a QR code, big. We see whether it works. Let's see if it works. Does it work? Yes, finally. I'm quite good at this, okay? Wait. This must appear first. Okay. You have, no need to do this one. This one you just go, earlier on you have gone into the QR code, right? Answer your question. You don't have? Now you got to walk there and click. For those of you who managed to go in, you are asked to write 3 words. Somebody's replied. Hey, very good. What more? Some more? Like 50 of you, 7 words. Let's see. Sixteen. Oh, very good. Be there for them, chanting, love, kindness, care. What is CAL? Calculate that, is it? What's CAL? Cholesterol. Oh, typo. Okay. Online, are they able to do it? Oh, it's really good. I should have 150 responses. Okay, that's good. Can you all see? Recollecting, remind them of good deeds, be with them, talk about Buddha. Very good. Assurance, calm, joy. Actually, using my word, gladden, calm. Care, stay, whole. Song. Is there a song there? What kind of song? Yeah. You see food. I know it will happen. Talk about fond memories, make them feel ease. Sorry? Courage. I don't see courage. Don't collect that. Don't cry. Very good. Comfort, gratitude, spend time. Very good. I think most of you know how to do it, except for hide from his enemy, seriously. That one is a bit unusual. Quiet, very good. Cheer up. Okay, so you all see these words, huh? Most of the words here are correct, okay? And you will find that whatever that I say, it's likely to be along the same, still coming in. It's likely going to be along the same themes, okay? I just wanted to get a sense of whether or not people know what to do. And then the ones that say don't collect that lah, hide from enemy, that's rather unusual. But I suppose you have a good reason for that. Okay? Okay, we're going back to, okay. You start with yourself. So the first thing you need to be able to do is for yourself, prepare your own mind. You may go in with pity, with tears and all. Don't. Establish your own mind. Take a breath out there, deep breathing. Establish it in mindfulness. Establish mindfulness in metta. First, in metta, in compassion, you are good to go. Okay? This is for you first. First point. Second, some of us think that visit means visit one time. Next time we visit is at the end. No. If you want to help someone, you don't know when this journey will end. In some cases, if it is a case of terminal illness, it can last for a while. You be prepared for a journey. You don't have to go every day. That's not what I'm saying, unless it's your family. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you've got to mentally prepare yourself that when I'm here to accompany you on this end-of-life journey, I plan to hang around. You mentally cite yourself. You are planning to be around. You want to especially bring up chaga. Chaga, generosity. Why generosity? It means I got to buy things. No. Generosity is being generous with your time. Being generous with your feelings. Being generous with your feelings. Some of us are very uncomfortable saying things, expressing our feelings. You don't know how to tell the fella, I thank you for all that you have done for me. In this end of life journey, I'm going to be with you to the end. 講唔出. Cough and cough doesn't come out. A bit awkward, you say. Generous with your feelings. Because if someone says that to you, how do you feel? You feel very nice. Someone saying it to you, you feel very nice. But you cannot say it to another. That's very odd. Okay? So, then I say there are 3 stages. Epilogue is just so off, but it's okay. If you can think of a nicer words, let me have it. The run-up means you really don't know how long this thing will last. This is when the patient, the person, is lucid, is able to have conversation with you. It's like all those monk visits thing, they actually were able to have very constructive, very useful, very extended conversation. That's the run-up. End game is the day itself. The day you know something's going to happen today. That's the end game. Which means to say the mind, the individual may or may not be lucid. Okay? And then finally, when it's over, what do you do? I forgot to add one more point now that I'm here. So in the run-up, how? I said this before. Keeping his mind calm and light. I stress this. I don't know what you're going to say, but I will stress this because then some people will say that, oh yeah, like that, I don't know what to say. You mean you cannot say something gentle and kind and so, how are you? How's the pain? Because this is exactly the conversation in the sutta. The Buddha goes in and the Buddha asks, how's your pain? How are you feeling? Is your pain manageable? He will ask questions like that. And it comes out again and again in conversations. And the monks ask the same thing. They ask Anathapindika, how's your pain? How are you coping with this strain on the body? And the answer, unfortunately, is always the stock phrases, which is always very common. Their answer is, bad, really bad. I can barely breathe through the pain, that kind, you know. And then this guy will say, the body is something to let go of. And then I'll talk about it later. So you tackle that part first. The pain is bad. Usually you will scramble, right? Oh, did you take Panadol? Did you take morphine, etc., etc.? You scramble. No, you don't scramble. If you want to, you can come down and hold this person. You can stroke his hand. You can do things like that. Because actually the process of rubbing and stroking and caressing, that whole process can trigger certain chemicals that would actually buy this person some relief. Sometimes the relief is in the mind. Sometimes the relief is in the mind. I know because I sat through with my dad in his last days, he was actually okay, but in the earlier period, it was bad. He was having a lot of pain. And he needed a lot of stroke and hugs and stuff like that. And it calms him down. He calms down his mind. When the mind is calmed, somewhat calmed, it can produce certain neurotransmitters or chemicals that would help with pain relief. So you don't panic. Someone tell you I'm in pain, you don't panic. You panic, you're just going to add to the pain. Okay? Assure, calm, and comfort. I know I'm using words, and some of you will say, like how? You can ask your questions later. I will then say this. If this person is a Buddhist, if the person is a Buddhist, because at this point, the spiritual words, questions will come in. If it's a Buddhist, your job is to affirm faith. You have been a Buddhist all your life. You have prayed to the Buddha, you have bowed to the Buddha, you have even sat through Sunday Dhamma talks, attend classes and read books or whatever. At this point, you must have faith, belief. Then you say like that will work. Yes, it's just words. You see, all of us live in constructed reality. Mind you, our reality is all constructed. What you say, your mind will believe. What you say. So if you So clever, say to yourself, sure or not, sure or not. What does it mean? Doubt. You introduce doubt into the system, you will then have doubt. You will experience doubt. If you say, I am 100% confident, what are you introducing into the system? Confidence. And confidence in itself, the mental state of confidence, that mental state is very powerful. That mental state is just a mental state, but it's a mental state that sits on your narrative. I believe in you. I have no doubt that what you say is true. I am fully cognizant that you are an honest person. I talk like this, right? Even if this is a scammer, I will believe. Then you will say, not very good. It's a mental state. Okay? It's just a mental state. And it's a mental state that sits on constructed reality, for sure. But I want the ultimate truth. Then you be arahana. But a lot of us are not quite there yet, right? Then what do you have? Faith. Why do you think the Buddha, which we all in this room, all of us will agree, one of the most brilliant genius of history, able to share a teaching that remains relevant across time and space? Hey, he's not even there to teach you. All he has words. All you have of the Buddha are words. And still we are affected. So the power of the words that he left behind, he's brilliant, right? Okay. And all you have is this person, this teachers of gods and men, leaving behind teaching, and you learn from there, and you change, you transform from just words. How brilliant is that? So you must at least believe in him. And this brilliant man tells you the faith goes like this. Believe in the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. And you just go, iti piso bhagawa arahat. In English lah, because iti piso, half of you like, what's that? Learn it in English. So he's telling you, use the narrative of the chanting to affirm your confidence. Through 2,500 years of history, there isn't a generation where the entire population is educated. Okay? This has not happened in history. Throughout history, most people couldn't read, couldn't write. Sometimes even kings can't read and write. That's why they employ scribes. They employ the fella to write for them. Okay? So when you don't have education, you are not taught in the skill of critical reasoning. Only a very small number of people will engage in critical reasoning and intellectual debate and so on and so forth. So we hardly ever have a crowd like this in history, able to think, able to reason. So how do you teach them to build faith? How do you teach this guy to have confidence and to be able to stabilize their mind at the end? By giving them chance. So, and it doesn't have to be just this one. If your parent, your mother, the older folks in a house, uneducated, unable to understand the deeper nuances of the Dhamma, how to help. How to help? 𝐸𝐸 believe in Guan Yin, believe in pure light. I really don't mind. It doesn't matter. As long as their mind is light, they are okay. Okay, don't at the end say, Mama, I teach you, okay? Iti piso bhagawa. And Mama is going to be really distraught because she thinks that iti piso is open sesame. That gets her to heaven. Now she's worried she ain't going to the right bus stop. Whose fault is it? If all she can do is Guan Yin and Amitofo and Pure Land, whatever, it really doesn't matter. As long as the mind is light, the mind will lift. As long as the mind has no fear. And how do you displace fear? Through confidence. Confidence is one solid power that can eject fear. You don't believe me, Okay, how many of you honest before God, before the Buddha, honest, took your precept already, How many of you say, I'm not afraid of ghosts? Oh, solid. I believe you because nobody else raised their hand. So you're all afraid of ghosts, right? Okay. Then you go to a place that got a lot of rumors, one. Sentosa Beach. In the middle of the night, you scared or not? A bit. Changi Beach. Okay, the place where they chop head. You scared, right? You scared, Then you go, Namo Tassa Bhagavato. You will do that, right? You will do that. Actually, after a while, it doesn't feel so bad anymore. Maybe my chanting has scared them all away. If you believe you solid, you can walk the length. If you walk halfway, Namo Tassa, then you feel very scared. Then it doesn't work. It's you yourself feeding your own fear. Okay, I'm just saying. So, confidence is extremely powerful in calming fear. That is why you want to affirm faith at the end. Okay? That's why you want to do that. And you only have one job. Don't worry. It will work. I assure you. Lift the mind. Okay? And then I say, this was the challenging part. Share simple, useful Dhamma in digestible bite sizes. At this point, you don't follow Noble Truth at Eightfold Path, okay? So one of the most beautiful writing, it was actually delivered in Thai. Some of you, actually many of you would have seen it. And I know the handful of leaf people are here. You just go and put it up again. Ajahn Chah's advice to a lay disciple who was dying. One of the most beautiful pieces of advice. Talking about guiding her to let go of the body. Like utensils in the house, because they are all Thai farmers and all, right? Utensils in the house, when they're broken, you just let them go, just throw away. The same thing, this body is breaking down, it's going to fall apart, you should just let it go and throw it away. But it's a very long guidance. So he was guiding her to let go of attachment to the body and to all the sense pleasures. One of the most beautiful pieces. I read it and I was like, oh, this is so good. I must keep it. I don't know where I kept it. It's in my thumb pieces somewhere. Death is just a natural process. If you are scared, you will convey your fear to the person. There's nothing to be afraid of. Nobody eating food, going to toilet, traveling somewhere, nobody's afraid. It's just a natural process. Eating, digesting and, whatever. It's just a natural process. And death is like that. It's a process. So you need to internalize this message so that you feel very natural about it. Then when you sit with someone, he will derive courage from your faith. Okay? You go in okay, then that's going to happen in the mind. You're generating concerns, worry, fear. Okay? So practice more. The Buddhist style. So I must at least show you the gold standard. The rest of us will just emulate at some point, but this is the gold standard. And it is the death or the dying process of a practitioner. And it's a wise practitioner. So You remember Mahanama, the cousin? Many of you remember the cousin. The rest of you never attend my talks. Mahanama is the Buddha's first cousin. And he's a fellow Sakyan. And the Mahanama asks really good death-related questions. I don't know why he has a certain fixation, but he's very much associated with this kind of questions. So on one particular occasion, he asked the Buddha, what do you say to people who is a practitioner and he's dying? Wise guidance to a wise practitioner, okay? Wise guidance to a wise practitioner. The word is not 55.543. It's not. It is 𝐸l. I-L-L, but capital I is like that. Okay. So the Buddha said, you want to comfort this person with the 4 consolations. And it's a Q&A session, okay? He asked the person, do you have experiential, means your confidence in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha sits on understanding, sits on you having very strong confidence that was derived from your understanding. Okay? So then this guy, because I repeat, this guy is a wise practitioner. Okay? So you cannot go to your mom and say, do you have experiential confidence in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha? Your mother will say, Gong si mi. Okay? So the guy said, be at ease. You already have this kind of confidence. And you have been a moral person, a good person. Ethical conduct loved by the noble one. Okay, the short answer is, even the wise says, very good. Okay, that's the idea. If you have, you're okay. You're okay. Then the guy say, yes, I do have that already. But you look at him and say, oh, you're still worried. Then you must give up longing and concern for parents. So this number 2 and number 3 is to tell this person, it's going to happen. Accept this process. It is time to let your children, your parents, live their life. You are no longer going to be around, just let them go. Letting go of concern. And this is related to actually one story. This guy, he was at his deathbed, he was probably either a Sotapanna or a Sakadagami. It's either one or two. And the Buddha was the guy, the Buddha sat with him at the end. And the Buddha asked him, what are you holding on to? And he said, my father. I worry that after I passed on, my father, I'm not sure what's going to happen to him. I don't know how he's going to look after himself. Then the Buddha, but the father was around. And the Buddha said, son, don't worry about me. Time for you to go. Just let it be. Just move on. So the father was the one who told the son, gave the blessing, and said, it is time for you to go. And this guy let go of that, and he passed away in Anagami, which is the 3rd stage. He goes up to the Brahma realms and beyond. So it is about letting go. Because what are the things that we hold on to? Fear. This thing about experiential confidence in the Buddha is fear. Fear for yourself, fear about what's going to happen next, fear that you throw dart, then the dart fall off, didn't hit bullseyes. All these constructed fear. The second thing is your fear and your love, your concern, your worry about loved ones. So in the ancient time, there's deep attachment to the parents. This has always been one of those things that you will see in different suttas. The other one is spouse and children. Don't know why nobody talk about siblings and friends, but spouse and children. But the last one is really interesting. You remember Sariputta and Dhananjani leading him up the levels? And for this guy, it was also like this. So basically, because this guy, he's a wise disciple, he's going to be no less than a human. They didn't bother with the lower realms. So they start off by saying, human pleasure and heavenly delights, pleasures. Heavenly pleasures are so much better than human level pleasure. And this guy went, yes, indeed. So let go of the human pleasure, he's going up. And then they went up the different levels of heavens to get him to a point where he could. Cessation of substantial reality. This is a translation, but sometimes the translation is cessation of identity. The idea here is he let go of power, life. And his realization, it sounds like an end story, meaning Nibbana. And the Buddha said in this sutta, the realization at the end of a layperson and the bhikkhu, Sangha is the same. If they can hit that level, it's the same. It's just Nibbana. Okay? Okay, so what's the takeaway here? We can't quite always do the fourth one, can do 1, 2, and 3. You are affirm their faith in the triple gem and tell this person time to move on. If they don't move, if they hold on to you, it drags their mind down. Just remember that. If they hold on to you. So the worst thing you can say to someone is, don't go. I still need you, you don't go. Then you're like, okay, look what you have done. He's going to hover around here like a haunting being, right? It's just not nice, lah, okay? I know your heart is breaking. Ananda was so distraught at the Buddha's deathbed. Ananda went out to cry because he was so close to Buddha. 20 years now, he's following him around. You, 2,500 years later, listening to a story on the Buddha, you cry. Let alone Ananda, who was with him all the time. So Ananda left the room, went outside and cried. At the outside, really outside, so that Buddha cannot hear him. And we know because then the Buddha asked, where's Ananda? Then they told him he's crying outside. This is not so helpful, right? But Bante, he boo out there. And then Buddha asked him to come in and gave him some wise words on it, which actually made him calm down. Okay, for more details, read Footprint in the Dust. Actually, no, I think my book got more details. Okay. And other things that you can do, okay? Other things. And this is where all your answers actually work. Wholesome recollection. Wholesome, If the person say, I must tell you about this nasty fella, then you got what do? Aiya, 过了啦, 过了, over already, let it go. Let it go. Let's talk about the nice ones, okay? Wholesome recollection. That they went and do dana, that if they are not Buddhists, they would have do some charity work, come and join my walkathon next Sunday. Then if they have not really done work for human, perhaps they had fat cats, not fat cats, fat cats, okay? Feeding animals, doing kind things, planting a tree, When you plant a tree, there is love involved, okay? There are kindness and metta involved. Little things, it doesn't have to be anything big, small ones. Now, I know that some people think it's very useful to carry a book and list down the things, and then you tell the fella, let me recite to you what you have done. Or you tell the fella, hey, just tell me everything so I write it down for you, then you can recall. No need. No need. You don't need this drama. Okay? This is not a 38 episodes drama. You just need 1 or 2 stories that they remember. 1 or 2. If they have more, encourage that storytelling. Okay? You don't need Wikipedia. I'm telling you. Because you don't want to add to stress. You don't want to say, hey, got any more or not? Huh? I mean, only 10. Got any more or not? You don't want to add to stress. Okay? This one, here and now, you can do. You can tell this person, how about let's do a little charity work or do some dana. So I know of people, and I want to thank BF for this. Someone we know was dying, and her request, because she knows she's not going to make it for Katina, so her request was to be able to offer a robe to a Sangha. Bante Ratanasara, I called him, he said yes. I called BF, I called Kim, she said, we got requisite. And we facilitated that in the afternoon. It was in the afternoon. So BF came with all the requisites, came running around, we'll collect stuff and then go collect requisites, running around, went to the hospital. Bante came, it was a beautiful afternoon for our friend. So you can do things like that. Not all of us get to be so lucky. Katina period is when the requisites are, because if you're outside of Katina period, it's a bit harder. Yeah, and but you can do little things like that. Make a donation to the Walkathon HCA, to BF Building Fund, BF Building Fund, to whatever. It doesn't have to be here. To whatever, okay? You do it. You take picture. Please. You can take picture. You can take a video. You want to bring joy to this person and say, you make this possible. Okay? Why? Because it's very powerful, uplifting. Fella lying down there will go, yeah, I did that, happy. Okay? So you want to do little things like that. Bring in the Sangha. Actually, I have encountered really lovely. Sangha in Singapore is absolutely I shouldn't say gorgeous, but really lovely. It's so inappropriate, right? I was in Yangon. A friend's father was dying. His father has never connected with a Sangha ever. My friend was a new Buddhist. Like he says, I want to be a Buddhist, and he's very new. He texted me. I said, you need Sangha support? He went, I don't know anybody. I said, I get you one. And that's actually the reason why I have Sangha numbers in my handphone. But because they are Chinese speaking, I can't bring in a Theravada monk, may not connect well. And I have a relative who is very much connected, plugged into the Mahayana community. I said, can you get me someone? She said, can. How many you need? I said, one. I said, I need one. One who can go in and calm the mind down and talk to the wife, because the mother is Chinese ed. So this Sangha, who has never met the family, is a Chinese monk. By the way, he's coming for the talk, the BF talk, the Chinese monk from Singapore. That's the one. Yu Guang Shifu. Never met the family. Went in and made such an impression. The family continued to be Buddhist even after this was over. That's the impact you make when people need you. You don't go and sell your Dhamma at a point where they are not ready. But when they are ready, they are ready. So my friend and the mother, we was very grateful to this Sangha. And it's like that, you know. We have another one who passed, also one of the DFC guys, sick, dying. The family is isolated. No brothers, no sisters, very small family. And the wife didn't know anybody to go to. I went to Anoma, Bante Anoma, because this one, Burmese background, they can handle. I went to Bante Anoma. The wife, I didn't even call because I didn't have time. I gave her the number. You call. Not a word. Sure. Wife says, I pick you up. He went, sure. Then they went down. They actually don't know how they came up with a rope, I think. They made a rope offering. My student was very happy. The wife was very grateful. Okay? And after that, when Bante was leaving, Bante said, you need me, you call me again. So, Sangha, wonderful people, very compassionate. I can tell you so many stories, but we have to move on because lunch is calling. No, I have many stories, but lunch is calling. We move on. This is for the family. It's already the end game. Okay, nearing the end game. This is the Marvel chapter that's before the end game already, right? And this is a time when you really want to know, is there any outstanding issues? Any outstanding issues? If you can help, you help. If you can't help, at least help the patient. Okay? How do you do love and reconciliation if it's very hard? Actually, if the other person is not ready, it's, I mean, whoever, this is okay. But this person, this is what you can say. You're Buddhist, right? You believe in further lives, right? If you feel that there is something to pay back, just later lah. But for now, let it go, let it drop. Actually, because if they let it drop, you may not have to pay back. But just let it drop. So you are giving the person hope and the belief that it's okay, I don't have to solve everything this life. Because sometimes some things cannot be solved this life. Okay? It's already the end. Sometimes it can't. So what you're doing is buying them a peace of mind. And then in this peace of mind, you can just say, let it go. If your path will cross again, it will cross again. You can do whatever you need. Something like that. Okay. Ideally, it is that they can have that reconciliation. But it's not your job. If you're not very close to the family, it's not your job to like, okay, come, let me do mediation. It is not your job. Your job is to find someone else in the family who can. Okay? That's all. Okay. If this is a practitioner, you can help this person, teach him how to settle the mind into the body. Then you say, how? You went through it this morning. What did I say? Have this person feel the body, get a sense of the body deeply first. Then allow the mind to settle into the body. Just say it, settle into the body. You can do it, he can do it. Okay? Settle, rest the mind, rest the attention on the body. And just watch this body breathe. Then you say the fellow has not done meditation before, you don't have to worry. You can settle the mind on the body, the mindfulness will see the breathing. Okay? As long as it's a natural process, you will be able to discern the breathing. Do you know what I'm saying? There's suddenly this, You understand what I'm saying, right? As long as, I repeat, as long as the mind is able to feel peaceful, feel calm, and it settles into the body, as long as the mind can do that, the mind can discern breathing. It's a natural process. Some of you may say, I learned meditation for don't know how many years, took me a while to find the breath. This is not natural. Looking for breathing air at the tip of your toe, your nose, right? At the tip of the nose, that's not natural. What is natural is allowing your attention to settle on the body and just experience this gentle rising, falling on the body. That's natural. So when it's natural, you don't have to try very hard. Anybody can do it. The only ones who cannot do it is the one who still wants to go back to the breathing here. Then they will find themselves struggling. Otherwise, it's very natural. Now, if your family, your friends, loved ones, they have no meditation guidance ever, this will work. You're so sure? Yes. You're confident? Totally. Okay, it will work, trust me. Okay. Acceptance of dying. He needs to do that. He needs to do that. He, she needs to accept that this is going to be engaged. So your job, don't go in and tell people, not yet lah, not yet, you will recover. Give false hope. I ask you to give hope, not false hope, okay? By this point, it's going to be over. You should say, time to pack and move already. Time to get ready to move on. It's like you're going on a plane, right? Your flight is tonight. And 3 hours before the flight time, you're watching the last episode of don't know what and haven't packed. Does it even make sense? It won't. You're going on a flight. You're migrating. Your immigration is forever. I mean, not for this life. It's never going to be back here. Correction. It's never going to be this version again. So it's time to move, okay? I don't want to make a joke on this. You just read it yourself. Helping the dying come to terms with moving on, okay? Last point, end game. This is the day of the exam. It's not a lot you can do to do a lot of boning up. So a lot of the things that you want to do must do before that. You're calming the guys down. You're bringing in Sangha. You're helping this person to do good deeds, to have to sit through and recollect lovely stories about kindness and goodness. All this has to be done before this. Because if you have done your job well, at this point, he's very much at peace. Okay? If you have done your job well, if you have brought him acceptance of the end, and he's now practically at peace because he's confident, he knows he's going to be okay, he has this assurance. Yes, he does still miss his family, but it's okay, they are going to be all right. He tells that to himself. And so this is really, really the point when the life is going to be over, okay? You got to work on your own mind. Right? You have to work on your own mind. Calm the mind down, focus on metta and compassion. Same thing, huh? You practice mindful watching. Because if your mind is anxious and excitable, if your mind is anxious and excitable, you are going to disrupt his calming down. Okay? Think of this session, which is why I use this quiet water, as a sediment settling. You every so often could, the sediment, it will shake. Okay? Some people, it's not here, I know some people say, we will play Buddhist music. I'm not sure if that's a great idea, especially if it's one of those music that doesn't stop. And it goes round and round and round, and I do it to you, you like or not. I'm asking you, right? And you please tell your family, because they may do you a favor by playing you a Buddhist hymn round and round and round because they think you need to anchor your mind on Buddhism. No, you don't need. You want his mind to go inwards, okay? Wait, let me see. You want the mind to retreat inwards and to settle calmly inwards. You don't want to keep drawing the mind out into your world. He's going to move on. She's going to move on. You don't want to draw him into your world. What are you doing? Tying an anchor around his mind. He's going to rise and go, why am I still here? What did you do? Don't do that, okay? Let it be. Personally, I think you want to just let the mind be. Especially if he's already calm and he's quiet. Okay? Life ebbing away, let it go quietly and peacefully. The one unusual one is keeping the body comfortable. If you are feeling uncomfortable, the body is feeling uncomfortable, the mind is uncomfortable. Okay, the mind can be disturbed. That's why in meditation, You want to start by ensuring the body is settled, comfortable, easy, feeling good. Feeling good, then the body will tell the mind, don't worry about me, you go ahead, do whatever you want. If it's not feeling good, this 2-year-old guy is going to whine. I'm tired. I got pain here. I got pain here. I got pain here. And then the mind is like, I'm trying to settle down, but has to respond to the annoyance. So the same thing, if he's feeling very uncomfortable, it's actually uncomfortable for the mind. So you want to help him get comfortable. The Buddha, Tissa was this monk who had the misfortune of having very open wounds. And when they burst, it stings. So all the other monks ran away. He's basically just dying in this filth. Buddha came by, saw what happened, told Ananda, go boil water. Boil water, okay? Nice, comfortable, warm bath. Boil water, the two of them cleaned him up, made him really comfortable, and then helped him to let go of the body. Tissa was the one that he said, this body is like a log. You should be discarding it like a log. It's gone over, just drop it. Don't hang on to it. And Tissa, I cannot remember. He definitely Arya, but I don't know whether Arahant. Yeah, sometimes my story a bit unsatisfactory. Because the epilogue doesn't work out right. Any question here? You're all okay? Yeah. And finally, the epilogue. This is actually at the chanting for a beloved BF member. I borrow it from Chow Loi. Okay. Right there, if this person had been a practicing Buddhist or a very devout Buddhist, when his life is over, you can chant. Right there and there, you can chant. Don't chant when he is moving. Let him focus on his own journey. Don't chant when you know he's still alive and he's still there, and you start chanting. Just let it go. Let him move on. You remember those stories? These really cute stories, but I drew a lot of understanding about the process from the stories. And the one that I told you I was looking for but I couldn't find, right, is this one. This old man, he was dying, and the monks came and chanted. But the chanting of that day, of the old days, is not like our chanting. They are essentially teaching him Dhamma, okay? Chanting is actually Dhamma, sharing. And he sat there and he understood what they were saying. And he was having a wonderful time, enjoying himself. Then the heavens opened up, and the celestial chariots and all were like, hello, Grab's here. Then he told Grab, not yet, go away, I'm not done. Go away, go away. So the monks heard him say, go away. They went, oh, yeah. So he's telling us to stop. So they pack up and they left. Then you go, oh, no, it's okay. The chariot will continue to wait. So he was okay, he rose. But the point there was that he was so engrossed, his mind held on. He's not ready to go. His mind held on. Now this is great. He held on to Dhamma. Do you want him to hold on to something else? You don't want that, you see. So you want to create the right conditions. All sweet already. Don't fumble at that last point. Let him move on happily. Then he will thank you. And you will, CG maybe. But y'all don't buy, so it's okay. But the point is, he will move on calmly. He will move on happily. Okay? Then when it's all done, nice, ready, all done, you can chant. Why chant? For yourself. For the family. For the ones who will grieve. Because the words calm the mind down. Then if he's hanging around, she's hanging around, hears the words, he's happy again. Okay, this is what we are doing. Tell you the story of the Buddha's time. When the Buddha went into Parinibbana, his disciples sat around and discussed Dhamma. They have this conversation and having these exchanges. They had the Dhamma talk amongst themselves. So that was the greatest honor they could pay him. Okay, now, lagi more epilogue. Is it past the first point? The next point. For the ones here who believe in merit sharing and all, this is time to do merit and dedicate it to his name. Wherever he is, he will be happy with you. Okay? Offering alms, making donation, doing good deeds, walking next Sunday, that kind of thing. All very good, huh? Dedicate merits in his name, in his honor. Okay? Questions? Yes? Your hand shot up so fast. Do you already
know? Thank you, Sister Sylvia. I have a question and also one suggestion. The question is, what happens if the person goes into coma? The suggestion is, can Buddhist Fellowship offer a funeral service? Thank you.
This fellowship does have 𝐴𝐻𝑖 chanting group. They do have that.
Oh, okay.
Are you asking about that?
Yeah, something like that.
Actually, Buddhist Fellowship does have a group of I don't want to use the word devotees, fellas. A group of Buddhist fellas who fellowship, who come together and offer chant and go to the wakes and chant. And if you need that, speak to Buddhist Fellowship. They will be able to contact Chow Loi. Chow Loi is the one who leads this. Okay? When a person is in coma, we make assumptions that they cannot hear. We make assumptions that they cannot hear. In some cases, because honestly, first and foremost, I'm not a doctor. There are other doctors here, but I'm not going to put them in a spot. I'm not a doctor. It's quite obvious by now. I'm a storyteller, okay? But from what I have read, my understanding is there can be different levels of consciousness. So there could be the layers where they can still hear. So when you go and sit with someone who is unconscious, talk to them like they are conscious, because you really don't know how much they can hear, okay? And I know that, let me share stories again. I have gone to visit a friend. A friend has passed on. And this friend was a very good practitioner. And she passed on in a nun robe. She actually took up nunnery, and she did it the Dhutanga way. She's in her 70s, and she did this the Dhutanga way, okay? And in India, the Dhutanga way of today, unless you have good support, you will suffer. Because you're really just going for alms, that type. And she caught a bacteria that fell her. Unfortunately, a family who cared a lot for her brought her back to Singapore. She was dying. But when I first visited her, she was at home. But quite soon after that, her mind she collapsed. They sent her back to the hospital. She was in ICU. When I visited her in ICU, she was unconscious. And at that time, I was very young, not very sure how to do all these things. But the only thing I knew was that if this body is burdensome, move on. Just let it go. La 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 la. I was just doing that, okay? I don't know how much that words penetrated, but I do know that a day or something like that, she passed away. She passed away. I like to claim credit, but I cannot claim credit. I don't know. But what I can say is it makes me feel good. It makes the space feels comfortable. I don't know how to explain it, but it actually makes me feel comfortable and good to say, the body is dying, let it go. You are a practitioner of the first order. You understand the Dhamma. You know, it was like that. And I believe that if they can hear you, if they can work on the assumption, your words must comfort, your words must help. Okay? Even if they cannot hear you, you have nothing to lose, ma. Even if they cannot hear you, then it will be their own practice in a lifetime. Were they leaning towards kindness? Were they leaning towards goodness? Their life, the way they have been. That's why I kept saying it's not the last thought conscious. I did mention this before, right? It's not the last thought conscious. It's the habitual ones that really matters at the end. Okay?
I can add in my auntie who was in coma for 2 weeks. Yeah, said she could hear sometimes, especially loved ones who are talking to her. Sometimes it's just black. Cannot see anything, cannot hear anything. But sometimes when her loved ones talk to her, she can hear, but she cannot answer and she cannot open her eyes. And yeah, until she got out of coma 2 weeks later with the help of, I think, the monks chanting. She followed the bell until she gained consciousness. They were chanting for her in Nepal, and she was a very good practitioner of the Tibetan Buddhist society.
Yeah, that reminds me of another story. Don't want to hear, is it? Don't want to hear, it's okay, right? No, this one is I won't mention name. This is a monk, and I was very close to the Sangha, this monk. He had 2 close calls. The first close call was, I think, 2015 or 2016. He had one close call, and they were all like ready for him to move on. But he's a very senior monk, so a whole bunch of monks, the Sangha came down and they chanted for him, take turns, like 24 hours they chanted for him. And at that time, I remember very clearly, my doctor friends were saying, it's over. It's within the next 24 hours. Monks, you know, they don't give up. They came, they chanted for him. 24 hours, they were taking turns. And this is a private hospital, that's why. But they were doing that, and he survived. He survived to live on for a few more years. And he was so well, after about a week or so, they could transport him back to his country where he gets free medical service. So he was actually, you know what? I believe in the power of chanting. But these are very good practitioners, and when they chant, the devas will come. This kind of pattern don't know. We just try, okay? This kind of pattern, we just try. Trying lah. But having said that, I will still say, I buy you extra time, what do you do with it? Because it will still happen. And the second time round, it didn't work. Some years later, it didn't work anymore. So it was time to move on, okay? Yeah. We can have, yes. I was just waiting for you to say something.
I have two live questions. One is told to me a long time ago. And another one is a friend who just passed away last month. Okay, the first one, it was told to me many years ago, was Ajahn Brahm was telling us that he was very sick with, I think, malaria, and wouldn't die. So when he heard that Ajahn was coming to visit him, he was sort of very relieved and hoped to hear some consolation words from him. But he came and says, I am Brahmavan soul, that's what it was called. You're either going to die or you're going to live. And then he walked away and went home. So how do you reconcile that kind of visit with what you have been saying? That's the first question.
You know, they are practitioners of the first order, right? You cannot use this on the rest of us. Because these are great practitioners, and Ajahn Chah knows the mind of people. He will know what dose to add. Hey, this is professor of Dhamma medicine. The rest of us don't have this capability. So you don't go at either you die or you stand up. It won't work, okay, for the rest of us. Okay.
The second question is a good friend who passed away last month. I went to visit him 3 times, as you say, waiting for him, but he passed away. Now, all the time he was asking for morphine. Every time I visit him, he said, I want more morphine. So what do you do with people like that, you know? Because he just want morphine every time I ask him. He doesn't want to go. So, but then you are saying that, trying to tell him that he will go properly. He wants to go now. That's what he was telling me. I want to go now, I want to go now, I want to go now.
I see. Okay. There are certain pain. Humans don't like pain. Actually, humans, animals, it doesn't matter. We all living beings, we turn away from pain. When there is physical pain, you first must handle that. I'm assuming the morphine is to calm the pain. The morphine is not to kill himself, okay? I will say give it, take it. If I am down with a condition that requires morphine, I'll take it. Fifth precept, it's okay. I will take it. Why? Calm the body down first. Calm the body down to take away the stresses, the additional stresses is going to add to the pain. If the person is a practitioner and they still need the morphine, they will take this morphine and then after that the mind can just go quiet and they can continue. Then you say, not as sharp. At this point, you still want to practice what? It's okay. Focus on lightness. Focus on kindness. Focus on metta. Don't focus on breath. You can still do things like that. You can still focus your mind on chaga, generosity. And you can focus your mind on panya, wisdom. You can reflect on the Four Noble Truths. Every time you seek something, it generates more mental pain, etc., etc., etc. If this person is not a practitioner, lagi you don't want this person to get angry, to be frustrated, to feel hopeless, to feel despair. All the more you don't want it, and all you take is to calm this body down. And the morphine, there is a balance, there is a threshold where this person can remain lucid, yet not suffer the pain. There is that threshold. I know because I was serving in hospice and I know many patients in the initial period before they hit the balance, they are either lucid lucid but in pain, or not lucid and not in pain. They go through that period until they hit that correct balance, and then when the balance is hit, they are okay. They are still able to engage and have conversations and they remain lucid. And how is your pain score? 1. 1, very manageable. You see what I'm saying? So if you ask me, do you proceed with taking the morphine or painkillers? I would say yes. Yes, because you are not Dutanga practitioner. You are not the ascetics that specializes in tormenting the body. Remember the Buddha said middle path. You also don't want to go there. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay?
Thank you, Sister Bay. I've been listening to your talk while growing up, not in physical, but in the mind.
Imply I'm going old.
No, thank you. In the mind, 2 questions. One is that what would you advise on suicide and sudden death? You happen to witness one of them. Second question is that what I listened to your talk that they are mentally sound. What happens if they are not mentally sound, or take for instance Down syndrome
Down syndrome, they're still mentally sound.
Oh, I
They
see.
know what's going on, yeah.
Okay.
Dementia, maybe.
Maybe dementia.
Dementia.
Okay? You all are specialized in asking difficult questions. We should have like easy ones like, so what is death? Something like that. Huh? Okay, let's take it one at a time. Sudden death, very clear. To me, is very clear. And this came from the Buddha. Fortunately, Mahayama did me a favor and asked questions like that. He was worried about dying in an accident and it was going to be sudden, then how? And the Buddha said that if your mind has been consolidated in the following mental states, you're fine. So meaning to say, it's okay. You can die suddenly, as long as the mind has those mental states, it will rise. Because it's habit, it will go up, okay? And what are those mental states? Faith, morality, in his case, sutta. Sutta means learning. Generosity, wisdom. Okay. So what is our takeaway? Go consolidate your mind in the 5 mental states. Come for Dhamma Foundation course, which we will start again next year. Okay? Now, what if this person has not been doing any of these things? Then you go and anchor on at least one. Help your parents, help your loved ones grow, develop generosity. Generosity, not just in giving money, but also in doing things like kindness, support for another, letting your anger go. Letting anger go is a form of generosity, okay? Allowing, training the mind on a daily basis to be a nicer, gentler, kinder version. Aka, George W. Bush. Nobody loves, nobody understands. He calls it the gentler version, gentler, kinder version. Okay, you understand this, right? So, you don't need to consolidate in all 5. For the ones who are not practicing and may not have that much time, then you focus on at least one, okay? If whoever is very strong on faith but it's somewhat blind, it's okay. That is something we can work on. Faith, that every day, 点灯, put water, offer flower, feel joy. You can do that. That's a ritual that affirms faith. It's a good ritual because it builds confidence. It's okay. Because not everyone is intellectual. Not everyone has the capacity and time to go deep into this and that. We can start with the simple, the basic. It's okay, as long as it's good. If all he does is to feed cat, feed dog, it's okay, go. This is your generosity. You feed, you feel joy, that's great. If they do something, must feel joy. The joy is what that will land in the mind as a memory. You don't remember anything that is neutral, but you will remember pain and joy. So you want the mind to remember the deed. The mind, that deed has to come with joy. Then you say, pain, yes, he will remember, but really, at the end, you want to remember pain. Focus on joy, okay? So this is a sudden death one. If this person took his own life, then you can only help after. I hope you were there to try and help before it happens. But if it has already happened and it's over, then you can only come in after, which means the chanting, the marriage sharing, the reminding this person of something pure and good, whatever that religion, remind this person of that faith. Because the one thing that can still trigger is faith. Okay? As I said, post ready. It's too late. Whatever it is, we just try. Okay? Your final question is? Dementia. Yeah. I'm speaking to all of you here. If you perceive that this can happen, and it can happen to anyone. So my advice to people who are sitting in the talk is, look, train your mind. Do the necessary for yourself before nature strikes. Okay, it's just nature. It's just. So what do I mean? In your daily life, weave it into your daily life, laughter and joy. So that by the time you hit with dementia, that part of you, the lightness, the laughter, the joyous part of you, actually becomes your second nature. When you start not having a lot of thoughts and not able to recall things, but your nature, your habit is lightness and laughter, right? It will surface then. That is your second nature. So a very good friend who is a doctor used to help out with people with dementia, and she taught me this. She said there are two types of dementia, demented patients. The angry one and the cheerful one, the laughing ones. So I say, why does it become like this? See, the angry ones, because of habit, anger. So the mind builds up a certain habit of having expectations. It cannot remember, but it still has expectations. It still wants what it wants. When you want what you want in the way and in the time that you want, you have a lot of anger issues. If you're chin chai, you'll end up laughing. The chin chai version is the happy version. The must be this, the must be that. Congratulations, you have just chosen one path. I'm choosing this path. You can still reverse damage. You can still do it. The mind is a habit machine. What you create as a habit will stay with you. Okay? Because it's a habit. You want to change the habit, you need to make effort. But it can be changed because it's plastic, it can change. But it just takes a while more. Okay, loved ones diagnosed with dementia but not yet, meaning it's starting. This is when you want to bring this loved one for as many as possible good spiritual giving service activities and have this person experience joy in the service, joy in fellowship, positive one. Fellowship, negative one, you don't want, okay? It must be the positive one. Why do you do that? You're building new habits. You're building new habits to help this person such that when it actually declines into that space, hopefully there is enough of the lightness and the forgiveness and the easygoing and the chin chai la. You want enough of that to buttress the mind. Okay? Done?
Last question from
Okay.
YouTube. How do you help someone who is of different faith who expresses she doesn't want to die?
If you can tell her, it's not whether you want or don't want. First and foremost, okay, don't say it like that. Say to this person, if it's a different faith, I don't know what faith, but if it's a different faith, you will ask this person, in your teaching, in your space, what has been taught to you? Then about death. Then when the person is talking, there has to be the growing realization that she is not dying in accordance with the guidance of her faith. Her faith. Do you understand? So sometimes it's not for you to answer the question. Sometimes you reply with a question. What did your faith teach you? And you're too tired for stories, really. But in hospice, we have a lot of these stories, okay? So I'm not so brilliant one. I learned along the way. And in one case, this person is a Catholic. And I had this conversation, same conversation. And her reply was going home. Then I say, then it's time to pack. Why are you so scared? You're going home, right? This is your faith. This is in your guidance. Why are you so scared? So you want to actually help to affirm their belief, to build confidence, to dispel fear, to disperse fear. Okay? Don't worry for them. They will be fine. As long as there's lightness, you are fine. Even if you have no faith. You know, there are beings, there are not beings, there are people who like, I don't believe in this, I don't believe in that, I'm dying, what's going to happen to me, right? Then you ask this person, what do you want to believe? What do you want to believe? And they will tell you. If they say, I want to believe that I'm going to be worm food, then you say, great, what great fertilizer do you want to be? As a joke. But the point is, you got to go with the flow of this person's mind. If they are heading in the wrong direction and they're telling you, I'm having this fear, I'm having this agitation and worry, then you ask permission to share. Permission. Well, I have my own belief. Would you like to hear? And the fellow may say yes or no. If the fellow say no, you say, nevertheless. It is not your place. Okay, I want to stress. It is not your place. I don't care your England, how powerful. It is not your place. Okay? If the person say, I don't mind, so the person is somewhat receptive. And then you can say, okay, ours is actually quite simple. And what do you say? Four Noble Truths. No. No. The light mind lives. That's all you need to tell him. The mind that is light, the mind that experiences joy, the mind that has no fear, has confidence, it will lift. That's all. Buddhists, please, you guys are going around, as I've said the last time round, don't go to Huapa Villa. Go to Huapa Villa, get yourself frightened over there, okay? And I said the Huapa, they are not Buddhists. I mean, they have some idea, but it's just folklores. This is the one that the Buddha has taught. The light mind lives. Lives, okay? So have your mind anchored on something pure and beautiful. You're good to go, okay? Good to go. No need to worry. Don't have to worry for your loved ones either. Okay? We're good? Okay, now on that joyous note, I need your help, all of you. She is the daughter of a very good friend and a fellow Dhamma teacher. And a few weeks back, she collapsed at her workspace. She's a doctor. She collapsed at her workspace. Fortunately, because she was in a hospital setting, they were able to help her very quickly. What I would ask from all of you is just to share your merit. You have done much good. Spare a bit to wish her well, okay? I need you to just close your mind and I will read to you this. And as much as your mind can go, just wish her well. Huh? May 𝐒𝐷𝐒𝐿 be blessed with a smooth and speedy recovery in this very precious life. May she have the cause and conditions for Dhamma practice and understanding. Sadhu, 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 sadhu. Okay, thank you very much. My trademark. I so love this elephant and the sangha, I don't want to let it go. It's just a reminder to everyone, okay? It's just a reminder. And a few things. One, the Buddha's teaching has always set on chaga, giving, dana, giving. So if you have time to spare, you have money to spare, you would like to serve somewhere, please go. Don't think too much, just go and serve and give. Second point, the reason why we all are here, having this blessing to be able to listen to the Dhamma, to have time and space to practice, is really because the ones who came before us have done it right. We must continue to do right for the ones who come after. So again, serve, give, be kind, be good, and so on. And finally, we ask that the Dhamma lasts long, live long, so that when we come back we still got round 2, so that we can continue to enjoy the conditions for learning and practice, and that we will always return to the teaching. Yawa Nibbana, until Nibbana, okay? And finally, I'm so sorry I took up so much of your time. This is your last chance. Sunday next, it's over. So if you still want to support the team, I'm not sure whether you can still come and join the team to walk, but you look at the third line there that says team, exclamation mark, T-O-O-O-4-Z-V, that's the one. This is where you can donate. HCA, let me explain a little bit about HCA. For those of you who are not familiar with it, Hospice Care Association, they are the only organization in Singapore providing palliative care for homebound patients. Patients who are not in a hospital setting and who needs help. And they go in with medicine and medical care and medical aid and comfort for the family, emotional comfort. So they've got psychologists also to provide emotional support. And many of these cases, the patients are actually not wealthy. So all the services provided free. Last year, they needed 23 million to run their activities. Government, you know, will give 1 for 1. So they have to raise on their own about 11+ million. Of course, they will also go and seek out the big companies and all. But on their own, they are trying to raise 400,000 this round of walkathon. 400,000, and they only raised 9,000. And there's only 1 week left. And of the 309,000, our team, there are quite a bunch of us here, our team raised almost 60,000. So, let's do a bit more, okay? Just 1 more week to go. And then I won't bug you with this. I'll come with other appeal, including for BF, okay? Right, shall we share merits now?